Beam me up, Scotty. Beam me up, Scotty.
Found anything yet? Nothing yet, sir. How about you? Not a thing, sir. What about
For more exclusive content, be sure to follow Terrence, and JD Oracle on all social media outlets.
What's up, everybody? It is UFO episode 3. Don't play yourself just for the playoffs, man. What's going on, Terrence?
Man, I'm good, man. Big week in sports like always, man. Playoffs, round 2, semifinals. Yo, it's getting crazy, man.
It's getting crazy. Yo, so first of all, before we even get started, man, Carm, she ain't with us today, as you guys can see. We ain't got our other co-host, man. She got a loss in the family, so have you guys praying for her if you believe that prayer is the power of prayer, man. Just be giving her a little silent little shout out. But other than that, man, she should be back next week. But today we got stuff to talk about, bro.
Yeah,
so we gonna get into the Nets and the Phoenix Suns looking really, really good right now, dominating. We're gonna talk about possibly Super Team 4.0 for LeBron, possibly with him and Dame Dollar. We're gonna be talking about Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid getting snubbed basically, and not really getting no consideration. Man, we got a lot to get through today, man. So I'm not gonna hold y'all. I'm gonna start with you, Terrence, man. Like, how do you feel about Brooklyn and about Phoenix, man?
Man, I mean, everybody knew exactly kind of what was going to happen, like a little bit, but nobody really thought like they were just going to come in here and dominate. I mean, they are at home. We're going to see tonight how it is in Milwaukee. The fans going to have to show out. With Harden going down, I thought they was in trouble. Suns,
You see him?
I know you feel sour, man. They beat y'all, but you got to remember, y'all ain't had AD, man. But I got them going to the finals, man. But I mean, I ain't gonna really get into that right now. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. For him to have that big deal and to get all that money, like, man, you got to show up. Giannis, I need 40 from you tonight. I need 40 because Middleton's not showing up. What's good, Griff? What's good?
That's Al, man. Al coming through, checking in, man. Hey, but let me throw this to you though. I mean, I know that there's some Lakers fans out here who wanted Phoenix to, to lose to the Lakers, and I get it. But with a beat down LA team, they all recovering from injuries. Even Schroeder was not even 100%, I don't believe. I just don't see.
Trash, man.
I mean, he asked for 90 mil though.
He asked for 90 mil. He should be giving me 20 a game. He should be giving 20 a game. You asking for 90 mil? How you gonna ask for 90 mil and you scored? You don't deserve to ask for nothing.
Hey, so check this out though. I want to throw this out there because we talking about Phoenix right now. We'll get to Brooklyn in a minute, but Phoenix, okay, man, they look like a complete team. And I know people are upset about Phoenix, but I told y'all at the beginning of the season, watch out for Phoenix. Anybody with Chris Paul on the team, dog, you got a chance. Like,
talking about Schroeder, man.
I know he's talking about Schroeder, man. And everybody wants to talk about Schroeder, and I get it because he asked for the bread. But like, we know the bread and the butter that Lakers team. The Lakers team that's LeBron and AD. AD not being there, it severely handicapped them. LeBron ended up being like doing things out of character because he was just scrambling. And you know, I don't know if this, and I'm gonna pose this question. I know we supposed to be talking about Phoenix, but man, I'm gonna throw this out there to you first, and then I'll hit my next point. But for Phoenix, with the big three, with AD, Booker, and Chris Paul, man, like they look formidable, bro. Like they look like a juggernaut.
Man, they look unstoppable. I was just talking about this earlier to Cortez, man. Shout out to him. But like last night, no player had over 20 points. I don't think no player from the team had over 20, and they beat them by more than 20.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's one of the points. I have to get on you got to clarify for us what you mean, but
I'm like, yo, like nobody had 20 points. I think the most somebody scored was probably 18 last night out of the Suns, or 19.
Right.
And they still beat them by 20. Like the whole squad is nice. Like you got Bridges stepping up. You got your man that was on I think on Utah. I forgot his name.
South Carolina.
Yeah, he was turning up last night. Like, man,
hey, listen.
Aiden, he looking like a young, I mean, not to the extent, but I mean, I seen this earlier. Somebody said it kind of reminded him of like a young David Robinson. And like, I mean,
not to
the extent, but he moving like the Admiral.
He moving like the Admiral, and he mad young. Like he ain't really had a whole lot of years. He look old, but he not really old. Like he just look older. He look old. But you know what I'm saying? But he ain't seasoned like that. And I think playing with Chris Paul, man, he put you like in the right spots. Like you always in the right spot with Chris Paul. Chris Paul made a move the other night, bro. It was like a one piece. It would have took Kyrie, 5 dribbles to get my man that open. And he made the nice little dish to Torrey Craig. Torrey Craig played a role like how the guy from the Sixers, how Shake Milton came in and propelled the Sixers. That's what Torrey Craig did for them. He came in, he got 2 buckets, and it changed the complexity of the game. Like, so I'm gonna segment you now real quick because I know we've been talking about these guys, and we talk a lot about them because I'm a Philly fan, so we talk a lot about Brooklyn. But man, do Brooklyn look good or what, bro? Like, what's up?
Man, I don't know if it's the matchups, but I thought that was the best matchup for him. I thought it was, and it's looking like nothing's a good matchup for them. They killing every matchup, even without Harden. That's the crazy part. It's like, do they even need to bring back Harden? You beating the Bucks by you beating them by 20?
Nah,
without Harden.
They don't need Harden for them not to take out the Bucks, because you remember how, and that's what now I'm gonna actually say something. I never do this on air, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this, bro. Like, I was completely wrong. Bro, I was 100% wrong about damn what's my man Holiday. Holiday ain't stopping nobody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. I was just thinking about that, man.
Bro, Holiday can't stop a nosebleed right now. Like, ain't nothing less trying to stop Kyrie, bro. Kyrie getting to a bucket, KD getting to a bucket. They got what's a little light-skinned cat? Shamit.
Oh, you talking about for the Bucks?
No, it's Shamit. Is he like the little point guard?
Oh, for the Nets. I forgot his name.
Is it Shamit?
I think it might be. I had to.
But they even let him get out there and get.
Man, the whole squad hooping, man. The whole squad.
Blake Griffin, like, he didn't turn the time. Like, look,
man.
Turn time back.
He looking like LA. He looking like Lob City, man. He looking like
Lob City.
Like, man, I don't even understand. They was with Detroit. Oh, he come to the Nets. He an all-star now. He playing like an all-star. Like, come on, shooting threes. Like, come on, man.
Exactly, man. They on something else, man. They on like a different level. They doing something different. But I'm just gonna keep going because we got a lot to hit.
Yeah,
man. LeBron and Dame on live on Instagram Live. Bron having dinner. Dame at the crib looking rough. They both looking rough. Like, yo, we gonna do this or what? Tell the Lakers to hit me up. Like, is that tampering or what? Like, are we tampering?
Is that tampering if a player do it?
I don't know, man. I don't know the tampering rules. I don't know if it's like you can't talk about it publicly or you can't put pressure on them to go or what. Like I don't know what the rules for tampering. I don't know what it is, but I know that video was a real telling. And if you looking at basketball and you know hoops and you think about Dame getting on the team with LeBron and AD, whew. Like LeBron don't even have to play 40% of the game.
Because if Dame come, LeBron gonna be chilling. He gonna leave it to AD and Dame. It's gonna be like James Harden. Man, stop it! You better you wanted a tamper. You ain't gonna be tripping when they get Dame. You talking about it's tampering? Tampering? Hey, you ain't gonna be calling it tampering when y'all get them.
Listen, if I'm just happy that Dwayne being honest about it. If it was my team, I'd do it too. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm tampering. I'm hitting up all my homeboys. If I'm LeBron, I'm hitting Melo. I'm hitting Chris Paul. I'm hitting all my homeboys that I drink wine with, and we getting on the squad before we retire, and we're gonna win one. I even called Dwayne Wade back one time.
He could bring Carmelo, because I mean he's still hooping.
Yeah, like
Wade can come in, get off the bench, give you 12, 15.
Why not? If it's up to me, if I got the type of pool LeBron James got, I go get all my homeboys. My last run, I'm gonna get all my homeboys and bring them all to hoop, and that's just where we at with it.
But why you saying last run? What you think next year gonna be over?
The way that the league is going, it's not that LeBron can't do it because we watched them do crazy things this year. It's not. I just think he's tired. Like I just legit think he's just like tired of the rigmarole, bro. 18 years is a long time to do anything.
That's what I be saying. That's why I don't understand why people be coming at his neck. 18 years straight.
Listen,
Somebody always got something to say. 18 years straight. Nobody did. Nobody was doing it.
But this does hurt his. I mean, this year right here, I think does hurt his legacy a little bit. Like I'm just gonna be real. Like only reason listen, hear me out now before you try to jump on my neck. Hear me out. Mm-hmm. I just think because had LeBron won this year, that GOAT conversation is wide open, dog. We said that before. Like if LeBron win this year, this one we in right now, that GOAT conversation is wide open because then it's like, okay, well, you can't really use championships no more and stuff like that. And now he's saying I'm capping, but I'm being honest. Like the media and most of the people like really started looking at LeBron a little bit different after this year. Not because he got
probably calling me cap. I don't know who you're talking about.
If he had went out there and just kind of went out swinging, he didn't have the incident when he walked up the court early, stuff like that. Wasn't really getting into it with his teammates. Then he just got beat. He lost his big man. Like ain't nothing you really can do about it. And then he just come back the next year, and like let's say he come back next year, and let's say they win it, they get Dame, they win it. We could still have a conversation, but this year is a little bit of a blemish because this was supposed to be that year. It just something happened that was unfortunate.
I mean, I don't understand how it was supposed to be that year, and they didn't have AD. It wasn't. You can't diminish this year. Everybody know it was AD and LeBron. You can't put that solely on LeBron. He wasn't winning it all. What I don't understand is you playing the Suns. There's nobody to play with. They won't win in that series without AD. Let's keep it real. They will not. They was hurt. Even LeBron. People, LeBron won't hurt. Like, man, stop it. I can sit up here and play like I'm not hurt and be hurt. Like, bro, come on. This is the most. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, this was the most games he missed in a career, or maybe last year, one of them. Like,
yeah. But you gotta think. But that's what you're making a very good point. Like these injuries that LeBron get now are like they're gonna agitate him because he's older now. Like a calf strain. When at 28, a calf string maybe right at 30, you know what I'm saying? It's just different. Like it's different. And I agree with you. That AD against the Suns is different. I just don't know with the way that the Suns started picking up at the end of the series. I don't know if that was AD not being there so much as them just really getting their bearings. They had a really young team. Them boys never been to the playoffs before. And they damn sure never had Chris Paul leading them. Like everybody think that that's Booker team. That's not Booker team. I'm just being honest.
No, it's Chris Paul team. But when you drop 47 one game, I mean, people might say that when you drop 47. when you drop 47, it's like, hey, is that his team?
I don't know, but you got to think about with Chris Paul, he has put people in perfect places, man. It's you don't have to worry about getting the ball up the court. You don't have to worry about getting the offense started. If something goes stale, he'll come down and make a bucket. Like, that's why I love Chris Paul. I think he's the most underrated player in the league, period.
He's a true point guy, man. I mean, he's really. I don't mean if you want to. I mean, he top 5 point guard in the top 5. When it comes to scoring and doing everything, you probably could put him. You probably could put him top 3.
I'm not gonna I don't see no lie.
Thomas against Z, he a scorer, but was he really like a facilitator like Chris Paul? You put Magic Johnson and Stockton up there when it comes to facilitating, but when you talking about point guard top 5, put him at 5.
I don't even know, like
he hates Chris Paul, but I'm telling you, man, like for what he been doing, he been playing since LeBron. He's been a top 5 point guard in the league. You can put him top 3 in the league. Every year he's been in top 5, top 3 every year he's been in. Give me your top 5. Give me your top 5 right now, then, Lou, in the comments. But we keep going. Top 5 point guard.
I need to see that, Lou. I need to see that top 5. I mean, if it's gonna, of course, probably have Zeke, Magic. You probably got to throw.
You're gonna have Curry in there.
You got to have Curry. You got to have and I know I'm missing somebody. You know what I'm saying? You're always gonna be missing somebody.
Put Oscar Robinson. They had Oscar in there. Oscar Robinson.
I mean, whatever, man. Let's get to something real quick because I know we've been. We had mad people in this chat, and I think you can throw Chris Paul and Kyrie in it if you just want to.
No. But
AI is a shooting guard, so I would give you AI. I would give you AI if he wasn't a shooting guard, but he's definitely he's
Aaron McKee, and Eric Snow ran point guard when they
yeah. But I mean, listen, he's definitely a top 5 guard. I don't know if you want to specify like what I'm saying, point or whatnot, but I don't on my Mount Rushmore of guards. I really got like Kobe, Jordan, AI. It's like that. It's like it's different. Like that, my list is a little different.
Yeah.
But I will say, all right, we're gonna transition to something else, man. So all the awards came out. Everybody knows the awards came out. Everybody was super hyped about the awards coming out. They give Joker the MVP. They give they give Rudy Gobert Defensive Player of the Year. Now, I don't know if we remember this in the beginning of the season, but didn't he get flamed up by Giannis? Like, I'm talking about flamed.
Yeah, he was getting work. But I mean, the best defensive players get work. I mean, let's keep it real. Ben Simmons, the first game against y'all, they put Ben Simmons on Trey. Trey was cooking all y'all.
I mean, I don't know about all y'all, but I would say he did hit some buckets on Simmons. Had they left Simmons on him, he wouldn't have went off like that, though. Like, you see what happened last game when they left him on that 17? Did he have 17 in the game with?
Yeah, he was counting.
Yeah, he was quiet. It was quiet over there. It's just, Ben Simmons is a hard defender, bro. Like he's hard to deal with. It's like LeBron. When they really put the LeBron on you, when he really strap up on you, it's hard to get past him because he's quick, he big, and he athletic. Same thing with Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons just can't score, but we talking about defense. So his defensive prowess is top. Is definitely top.
Yeah, I mean, I do kind of feel you. It's like, man, come on, like you gonna keep giving it to Gobert. Like I want to see somebody out there on the wing that can guard any player 1 through 5. Like I mean, Gobert. I mean, he is unstoppable down low, but is he coming outside guarding you? Like, can he guard every position?
And like, was a 40 on this man. He not that defensive dude, bro. Like the top centers kill Gobert for real. Like Giannis, Joker, Embiid, they kill dudes. So I don't know how he's even in the running. If you're doing it to get poop butts, I guess cool. But like the top notch guys, you got to shut them down. And he hasn't done it all year. So I don't want to hear nothing about this Rudy Gobert situation. Rudy Gobert, yeah, he got it. But I think this right here, because we're going to transition this to to the Sixers, I do believe Joker deserved it. We had this conversation the other day. You made some good points. Joker deserved it. I don't have no issue with Joker. They getting their ass ran right now, but you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Yeah. But for me, we're going to talk about the Atlanta Sixers series. I think this does nothing but light a fire under the Sixers going for the rest of the series. And because now they feel disrespected. They got some bulletin board, stuff to throw up there. Oh, they don't believe you defense play. They don't think you the MVP. They don't think y'all nothing. They think y'all bums. Do you think that propels them to take out Atlanta now? Or do you think they still?
I wouldn't say that. Because you could say defensive, but if Ben Simmons gonna light up the fuel, he need to score. I'm not worried about the fuel for Joe Embiid, because Embiid is unstoppable. Nobody's stopping him. He's giving you 30 to 40 every game. No problem. And I was just looking at him the other night. I'm like, I know I'll be talking junk about Philly and all this stuff. But even on Facebook, I was like, man, the only people I respect right now in the East, you got Brooklyn, but I was like, man, the only people I respect in the East is Joe Embiid and Trae Young. Because I'm like, for Trae Young, this is first season in the playoffs. He giving you 30 different games. He's hooping, young and balling. And then Embiid, I'm like, I'm really watching him. Like, he not missing. He's shooting 90% from the free throw line, high 80s from the free throw line. He really a problem, man.
He's a problem. And I'm gonna be 100. I'm gonna be a bean. I'm gonna keep it a whole bean with you. Last year, I thought Joel Embiid was buns, and I was on record calling dude trash multiple times. So now I got my foot in my mouth, and I had to be honest. I had to throw it out there he's a hooper. I did defend Tobias Harris last season though, because I watched a lot of his games with the Clippers, and I knew he had something in his bag. And that team, I know that they struggled against Atlanta the first game, but Atlanta had to shoot out of their mind, bro. They had to shoot crazy to even win that game by what they wanted by, because they almost gave it away. I don't
know if it's first game jitters or something, because even against the Wizards, they ain't really smack them. I think it was only by 7 points or something. So I don't know if it's the first game they're just trying to get used to playing this team back in the. I don't know what it is because like I was saying, against the Wizards, I think that first game they only won by 7 or something.
It wasn't even that much. It was a closer game than that. It might have been 7, but it was a close 7.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's the first game jitters trying to get used to playing the team in the playoffs and just studying them out, testing them out. So, but yeah, man, Joe, we'll see tomorrow. But
listen, I'm gonna tell you this. So my man, Terrence is a nasty texter, bro. The dude will text you. Your team will be going through straight turmoil. He'll start texting you. Oh, you see that? You see that? They down, whatever. But then he gets super quiet. When them boys start coming back, when they put in Shake the other night and they started coming back, I was like, yo, I'm gonna text him. But then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna let them live. I'm gonna get them on the back end. So I just waited. I still didn't text you. I still ain't text you yet. I was like, I'm gonna let him breathe. So that way he know I could get on his head, but I'm gonna let him live. I think, I said on another show a couple days ago, I believe that they've cracked the code. I just think that they've figured out Atlanta. The way to beat Atlanta is to take the ball out of Trae Young's hands. The person to put on Trae Young is going to be Ben Simmons, because even if he does get his shot off, it's an uncomfortable shot or it's a rush shot. You saw he picked this shot out of thin air the other night on the 3-pointer. He picked this shot out of the air. And I would get on him, but he had to live with us all through the group chat, man. Me and Carm lit him up all the entire series. But like I said, man, Atlanta, going into Atlanta, knowing it's gonna be a raucous crowd, knowing it's gonna be everything tomorrow night. If Joel Embiid put his foot in their neck tomorrow, and they really drive this thing home, and they take this first one and they win by a lot, this series is over with, bro. Like, because it'll take their heart from them. And it's not so much Trae Young, because Trae Young a dog. And he played for that. He loved that. But that's what Embiid played for too. He loved the hostile environment. He loved it. So I'm hoping as a Sixer fan, I'm hoping we can knock this thing out in 5. There's a couple running backs that the Sixers in 5. There's like Caesars has like rolled that back up that the Sixers are looking like they're gonna beat them in 5. And a lot of people saying no, but I'm gonna be honest. I believe it's gonna be in 5, especially if they get this one tomorrow, which they would have to make it 5. So yeah. Let me see. I'm gonna throw this to you real quick, Terrence, since we ain't put this on the docket, but I thought about it today. So the NCAA come out with a ruling saying that they may revisit extending the playoffs to 12 teams. How do you feel about that? And we lost Terrence, but we still on here. I'm gonna wait for him to come back. I'm gonna segue to talk real quick. So for everybody who just jumped on, yeah, we all know. Hold on 1 second. Go ahead, Terrence.
What happened?
Just come back on. We got you. I'm on here now.
Was it me?
Yeah, you knocked off. I'm still on.
All right.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just segue this real quick, because I gotta go to Terrence about this whole playoff. We know that Terrence is an Ohio State fan. I'm a Clemson fan, and I'm pretty sure Carl, my other co-host, is a Penn State fan. And so we've had these conversations multiple times about the playoff picture, how it should look, why teams are being left out. And, you know, for me personally, I don't feel like there's been any parity the entire time that the college football playoff has been around. There's been not that much parity. The teams that are even getting there, the 4 teams, they've been demolished in the last. I think I just put this quote up. The last 4 years, hasn't been a close game. All the championship games have been blowouts. So if you extend it, all you're going to do is prolong the inevitable by letting other teams in. We saw how well that worked when Oregon and Pac-12 teams got in, opposed to letting SEC and ACC teams and Southern schools get in and just kind of bang it out. I know regionally they lose money, people have lose interest, but as long as Ohio State is up top bringing their interest, there's always going to be interest for college football. The interest in college football is higher anyway down south, so I understand the concept behind it. I think we're getting Terrence back real quick.
Man,
Yeah,
technical difficulties, man. Lightning blew a bad weather. I'm back.
We back. So I'm gonna toss this to you. So we already know that the whole situation happened. They might be looking at, extending the college football playoff to 12 teams instead of, the original 4. How do you feel about it?
I think 12. I think 12 is too much, man. I would probably do, like I was telling somebody, I would prefer 8 teams for real. Yeah, I would prefer 4, man. The top 4. I'm thinking top 4 get a bye, then the other 4 teams play it out or something like that. Or the top 2 get a bye.
That would be like a 12, but you could do honestly. Okay, so here's my point, Terrence, and I want you to be my sounding board. I don't believe they should extend it because there hasn't been enough parity in the top 4 teams. It's not been good games every time these teams play. If the top 4 was banging it out and there was no way that they could make a decision and you didn't want nobody to lose, then both teams play so good. But it's been blowouts. The last 2 national championships have been last 4 have all been blowouts. Starting with Bama blowing out, might have been. No, they didn't blow out Clemson, but after that, when Clemson blew them out, then Clemson goes back and gets blown out by LSU.
Yeah.
And so now we're looking at the Alabama blew out Ohio State.
Yeah.
So it's like these last couple years have been blowouts. So why do you need more teams to go in to be outmatched? Like, there's nobody messing with the top 3 teams in the nation. There's nobody messing with them. There's no point even having a conversation. It's always going to be Bama. And right now, it looks like the only team out of ACC is going to be Clemson, and the only team out of the Big Ten ain't going to be.
Stop it! Hold on, because them Carolina boys coming.
Stop! We're not.
Come on, you even admitted that, man.
They lost their running backs now, bro. They done. It's over.
Even admitted it, man. They got them top 6. I think top. I think they number 6 or something in the preseason, and they
Okay.
got Sam Howell like preseason Heisman, and next year top like number. Some draft boards got him number 1.
You're right, and I don't have a problem with none of that you're saying. Like all of that is fine. It's just the simple fact that even if North Carolina can run the table on their side, they still got to run into Clemson in the ACC championship game.
And
So
I'm gonna keep it real. My bad. I'm gonna keep it real. I know your man looked nice. I think it what y'all went 5-0 without with that quarterback last year or something like that. 3-0.
It was 3-1.
3-1. He looked nice. I admit he's straight. Alabama got a new quarterback. We got to see about them.
Yep. But you know
So,
they
I
don't.
mean-
That ain't their bread and butter though. That quarterback ain't their bread and butter. We know that.
I don't
know that
who the
running game
I don't
gonna
know
be
who the
heavy.
running back is right now. I don't know who their running back is. He ain't gonna be like Najee.
It seems that they always have somebody like Najee come out.
They always have.
Dude, it's like Ohio State and Alabama always got a nice running back. Like you can't ever think they're not gonna have a. And then they got them big boys on the line that's gonna be pushing the line forward. Between and that's why it's difficult to ever bet against those 3 teams is because they always have a good offensive line. They always got a good defense. They always got a good quarterback, or they have somebody that's highly ranked or going to be up there. So for me personally, I'm gonna be 100. I'm gonna keep it a whole bean with you, 100. And I don't like to give nobody credit, but Ohio State looked scary last year. Like if they had another year with Justin Fields and that team the way it was currently constructed, you can go ahead and get them the championship this year. But they lost so much, but they reload. So like everybody that say, oh, they lost this, they just reloaded, bro. It may take them half a year to get it together, but by the time the playoff push comes, they're gonna be right back where they was.
I mean, I kind of feel you on the 12. I mean, 8, maybe too much, but I mean, at least maybe another 2. Because I mean, with us, the championship gets blown out. But I'm like the 10 games before that. I mean, we was a close. It was was it close?
No, y'all blew us out.
Oh,
what you talking about? In the year before that, like them games, some of these games be
that was a close. That was a close. Clemson, Ohio State the year before.
Yeah, but the championship game wasn't close.
Yeah.
So it's like the parent. So that means that the number 1 seed should just be there waiting on the other teams to bang each other up. And then those games between Clemson and Ohio State, we beat each other up. So by the time we get to a game, like Justin Fields got broke ribs from the game against Clemson. So he's not nowhere near as effective as he would have been healthy. And he looked like he wasn't healthy. Like he just looked like he wasn't. So
yeah, because Notre Dame, if you think about it, Bama playing Notre Dame, they won't get hurt.
Bro, we was out there. We made
players on Bama.
Bro, we took Notre Dame to a double overtime with the backup quarterback, bro.
Yeah.
And at their place. So I wasn't really worried about Notre Dame as far as like making a real push. Now, going forward, if we say, okay, well, you know what? Let's just take Notre Dame out of the picture altogether. Because that's about money. It ain't about how they play. It's about money and the TV, contracts and all that stuff.
Yeah, they got bread with NBC.
They got bread.
Yeah.
They got bread, and it's okay. Yeah. It's okay to say that. But my thing is, why would you keep putting them in it to get them mollywopped every time? Oh, here we go. See, this is why I mess with Sean, bro. So Sean is a diehard Nose fan, like diehard, and that's why I can't wait till the college football, the big panel we're gonna try to have for college football to actually really get down to the nitty gritty. Because the college football is a cool situation because everybody's got a team, and it's like even though the players change, it's not like NFL. The players are kind of like they're there for college for at least 3 years. They can't go nowhere. So we got 3 years with Deshaun Watson, we got 3 years with Trevor Lawrence. Like y'all got all those years with 2 years with Justin Fields?
Yeah.
2 years with Justin Fields. Like those teams that builds that hype because they'll lose or they have to have some adversity and then they come back and they do something amazing. So Sean, to be honest with you, man, I hope the Nose get better. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I really do because it's playing the Nose and then playing South Carolina is hurting our strength of schedule. so we gotta let them Gamecocks got to get better and them Nose got to get better and Miami's got to get better and the whole ACC. And like I said, on the other side of ACC, North Carolina is a juggernaut. they're going to probably run through that side of ACC. It's unfortunate they're going to have to run into a buzzsaw in the ACC championship. And the thing about Clemson is they get better exponentially as the season go on. Like they look like buns at the beginning of the season. They always do. So I'm scared. I'm scared for the first game this year because they play Georgia for the kickoff down in it. And I think it's in Atlanta or Miami. So for the kickoff game, it's going to be, or Charlotte. It might be in Charlotte.
Yeah, they're going to the Chick-fil-A. Do a Chick-fil-A kickoff or something like that.
So think about that, bro. Like, let's say Clemson goes out here and gets mollywopped by Georgia. First game. We're going to have to work the whole season to get ourselves back up. We're going to need some help. So
and that's hard playing in the ACC. One game in the ACC, one loss in the ACC. The only thing that can help you is the ACC championship, maybe, if that team on the coastal side is good. So, I mean, you can't, being in the ACC is tough. You can't lose one game there.
Nah. So where do you think your Ohio State Buckeyes going? We at 35 minutes. Where do you think your Ohio State Buckeyes going to land?
What you mean? At the end of the season?
Yeah. Do you think y'all going to have any competition going to the season? Because it hasn't been none.
Not worried about Michigan. I mean, are we even ever worried about them ever?
I don't think they still have a team anymore. I think they lost their charter. I don't think they have a football team anymore. They gave all the money to Juwan Howard.
What do you mean? What you talking about?
They don't believe in Harbaugh, so they just got rid of the program. They just like said we're gonna give all the money to Juwan Howard. At least he wins.
They gave him extension, so I mean, we're not worried about them.
Indiana, Iowa.
Not worried about Indiana. Not worried about Iowa. Well, maybe Iowa, maybe Penn State, maybe Wisconsin. Only two teams I really can see is Penn State and Wisconsin. See what Penn State, they might bounce back in Wisconsin, but I'm not really worried about Iowa. So I see us going undefeated this year.
100%.
100%. Yeah, I can see us going undefeated. Because that's weapons. I know we lost Justin Fields, but I mean our quarterback's always decent. Like NFL wise trash, but college, like I can't think of a trash quarterback we had since before Trey Smith, I think. Like
I didn't like what's his name. I didn't like the one dude, Barrett. I didn't like Barrett as a quarterback.
But I mean, he can win. That's all we needed. He can win. Cardale Jones come in. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Our quarterbacks is always good, so I'm not worried about that. And then you look at the wide receivers, like you might as well we really wide receiver you, like we really do like WRU. Like this year we are now. Bama, I mean, they've known, but this year we got in the bag. It's like we had.
Hold on, man. Stop crowning yourself anything yet, bro. We got a bunch of receivers coming back too, dude. And Justin Ross is back. Justin Ross is back. No.
Man, you just lost your man, and hopefully he be good for us because we're gonna need him to step up for Kansas City. You talking about Powell? So, big Powell. Boy. So, but I mean, if you look at it, like we had Justin Fleming came in. He was number one. He ain't really show off. We still got Olave. We still got.
Why is he still there, bro?
That's what I was trying to figure out because I'm like, I thought he would have left, but I don't know if his rank. I don't know if his structure. Maybe he looked at the draft board like, nah. But I thought he would have been in the top. I thought he would have been in the first round. So we got Olave, Justin Fleming. I think we just got another number one wide receiver coming in this year. Then we still got man, so many people, man. The other one, I think number 5 or something, but like, man, our wide receivers is crazy. So I'm like in the defense, man. I'm excited. I know
I can see you smiling over there.
We in the championship this year, man. Again.
All I'm saying is, if I'm gonna throw this is a bold prediction. I'm going to throw it out there. So, spoiler alert, it's a bold prediction. So, if anybody need to come back on June 10th and tell me I was wrong, cool, fine, whatever. But I believe if Clemson beats Georgia pretty handily in the first game, they will win the national championship with ease. No problem.
But I mean,
I just don't. and I don't. I'm not saying this because I'm a Clemson fan. I'm saying this because like I just be watching ball. Like it ain't but 3 teams. You only got to worry about with us. We only got to worry about Bama and Ohio State. We don't worry about nobody else. It's because that's the only 2 teams that ever been that's didn't beat us in the last 4 years. Bama and y'all.
I thought UNC has beat y'all one of them years.
Never have they beat us.
They beat them in Dabo Swinney. I seen it today.
They might have beat us before we got
They beat
hot.
him in Dabo Swinney career.
But
when he was with Clemson.
Bro, you gotta remember Dabo Swinney got beat 72-9 one time by West Virginia. So that happened. Like, believe that.
Okay.
So he wasn't always great. Just know that. But you know what I'm saying? So right now, we only looking at 3 people that really can win it.
Yeah, you really are, man. Like, and it's always there. Like we had this convo a while ago. It's always those 3 teams. It's always like people could sit up here and say Georgia. They have an off season, a couple of off seasons that they not good. LSU, they'll disappear for a couple of years. Clemson, Bama, and Ohio State. It might not win at all. Those are the teams that is going to be there. Like, and it's been that way since for a long time. Like,
bro, do you
last
remember,
10 years.
I remember being on deployment and Deshaun Watson was quarterbacking and we was on deployment and I stayed up. The game, the national championship was late because we was overseas. I stayed up and Deshaun Watson has a great game, but they end up losing. They end up losing to Bama. You know what I'm saying? And I watched my man pick himself up. That Bama team was so good. Like that whole team is, even when y'all beat them for the Natty, that team was good, dude. Like,
yeah, they was good. Like, I hope people. That's what I'm be saying. Like, but man, our squad was something crazy too. But
y'all had Ezekiel Elliott. That was them boys.
Michael Thomas.
Yeah, like look at those names, bro. Look at the names of the players in the NFL right now that played at these 3 schools. Like, you can't deny it, bro. Like, and right now, to be honest, completely 100, I'm actually looking forward to watching the Jaguars play. And I know it's a little weird. They're trying to put ETN at like receiver or whatever they're trying to do with him or make him like a slot. I'm just excited to see Trevor Lawrence, see what he got. Like this, to see what the speed look like for him. If the game is slowed down to him in the NFL, then we could be looking at like another Peyton Manning. But if it's too big, if the moment too big for him finally, because he's been playing since he was a freshman in college and freshman in high school, then we might finally see something that might see him look human. I just haven't seen him look human that many times for me to doubt him.
Yeah,
but I will say this before because we're gonna go into some like about 2 minutes of NFL talk. So we know Justin Fields he's at the Bears, and we've been very, very vocal about maybe he might be the best quarterback that come out of the draft because of the way he's constructed, like his body, the way he's like taking care of himself and all that stuff. Do you feel differently now with everything's going on with OTAs and everything like that?
No, I really haven't heard anything bad. I still feel like he gonna be the dog, man. I mean, that's his starting position. Chicago, I mean, they got a good coach. I mean, Nagy is not really bad. I don't think so. I mean, when he first came there, he had them. I think they was like that. Like, Trubisky just messed them up. I think with Justin Fields, man, that Chicago, he gonna have to be a dog and with no fans. And I feel like he's up for this. For him, I think he can be that guy. Like, he already know being in Chicago with no fans, he gonna be the dog. Like, he already playing in the cold in Ohio. That's another thing you gotta look at. Being in Ohio, he used to playing in the cold. Like, man, I still think he gonna ball out. I think he gonna
bold prediction. So. And I'll take this to the comment of the chats, man. I'll take it and make a poll out of it. Really quick. Listen, I get it. Like, I understand. Like, I do believe that's the best team for him to go to because he don't have to be perfect. Because the defense is so good that he don't have to be perfect. They was winning with Mitchell Trubisky, and he damn sure not perfect. So, you know what I'm saying? So we could look at Justin Fields and easily say Justin Fields could go out and have one of the best seasons because there's not as much pressure on him. He's in a he's in a big market team. He's on a big market team, but like nobody expects anything out of them, so they don't really expect him to do anything. So he can make a lot of noise. Also another young quarterback, and I hate saying this because I'm on a Philadelphia show, but I think if Philly can do something, this will be the year to do it. You sneaking up on everybody. Nobody even thinks you got a shot. Like, I'm being honest, even the sports talk radio up here is not even giving them a puncher's chance. So yeah. I'm gonna be 100, and this is 100 for everybody that's a Philly fan out here. Don't throw in the towel. You love the underdog role in Philadelphia. They love it. So just stay with the underdog role, and just continue to embrace it. You have a dog in Jalen Hurts, like he's gonna be a dog. You got somebody that feels disrespected because they got bounced all the way down to 11th or 12th pick in the draft when he's the Heisman candidate. It would not surprise me at all if we see Devontae Smith go for 150 plus yard catching a couple times this year.
I can see it.
It doesn't surprise me. He's fast.
Because Hurts got an arm.
Yeah, you see what he did with Deshaun Jackson against the Cowboys? Yeah. He sent him a bomb on the money. They think dude can't throw, but he can throw. Like he did. The thing about what people don't understand about Jalen Hurts is Jalen Hurts hasn't had a real pro offseason until now. He hasn't really been able to get in the lab. He came in the middle of COVID, and he still did a decent job. They didn't win as many games as the fan base might have wanted, or people, or the national media. But he was working with a dumpster fire. So let's just be real. They finally got now Sanders back. He got a bunch of the guys, the pieces that they need. They added Devontae Smith. The offensive line looks like they're finally healthy. They look like they didn't even want to block for Carson Wentz. The Eagles may surprise some people. I know everybody's talking about how good the Cowboys are, and I hate hearing about the Cowboys, but they look good on paper. They just do.
They always do, man. It's crazy you say that because I'm not gonna lie. I always put Cowboys at the top in the NFC because of what they do on paper, but they always disappoint. They always disappoint in the season. Like,
yeah, Washington looks scary too now. They look scary because their defense is still formidable. They went out and got Fitzmagic. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Fitzmagic might come in. I mean, I know he's never been like a true starter, and they've always kind of like counted him out. But with a defense like Washington, he ain't got to be perfect. He just got to go out there and play. So look out for Washington.
Sleep on, man. Maybe I'll be sleep. I mean, because if Barkley don't go, Johns don't go. So I mean, the only way Johns is good is if Barkley is healthy. That's the only way possible they can be good if he's healthy. Without him, the Giants, I don't see the Giants doing anything.
You got Danny Dimes? Anything for Danny Dimes?
No, man. I mean, he got some. He got a little. He show up a little bit of time. He got a little flash of a couple of games, but like I was saying, without Barkley, yeah, I don't see. He got to be fully healthy.
Yeah, I believe I'm not only with you. I'm down with it.
Oh no, did we jump? Well, I didn't know if we had jumped in when I had went off about playoff P. Did we talk about?
No. I was gonna wrap up on my rant. Listen, this is my rant. I'm gonna turn the lights down. Imagine that there is a beaming light, and I'm gonna talk about playoff P, bro. Playoff P. The name playoff P makes you undeniably the worst player on the team at some points. Like, he just disappears. He doesn't show up all the time in games where he needs to be there. Stop calling him playoff P. We need to call him playoff I. All right, PI, because he be invisible out there. The playoff start. Like, soon as the playoffs start, all through the year, he like Giannis, bro. All through the year, they want to bust people head to the white meat. Yeah. Soon as the playoffs start, they get real quiet. They get crickets over there. So for anybody that's a Clippers fan or a Paul George fan, man, I'm telling you, stop calling that man playoff P, because that is a double negative. That dude don't do nothing in the playoffs. He don't ever show up. And in the times that he does show up, they still lose. So the way that this team is constructed with Paul George and, with the guys they got, man, it's not good for him. And SPYDER is killing them. Like, he is killing them.
I was watching last night. I'm like, man, the other night, I'm like, I knew he was nice, But God,
he eating
he
food
giving
off a
40
plate,
against
bro.
he giving 40 against Kawhi.
No,
Paul
and he got
George.
no
Like,
fear. The league
nothing.
is in good hands, man. I remember when LeBron first came and I was like, oh, he good. These little young cats, all these little young dudes like Trae Young, Trae Young, Tatum,
Man,
we
the
talk about
whole Booker,
Booker,
Bradley Beal.
Brad,
Like, man,
no, Bradley Beal not young. He old though, bro. We can't. All I'm
man.
saying is those younger guys, them
Well,
younger dudes,
younger, like Mitch. Yeah, okay.
Mitchell, like them guys have been in the league for a couple years. They are dogs, bro. They like,
Yeah.
I don't know if they learned a lot from Kobe. I don't know if it's the generation, but they all got that kind of like Mamba, like that kill you type mentality. And then some of them ain't really friends.
They do.
They ain't really friends. Like they ain't really homeboys. Like LeBron, them homeboys. Like they ain't really homeboys. Like they out here trying to get to a bag and they want chips. Like Trae Young is ice cold, bro. Like he to the point. Like he little, and I don't like him right now because they playing against us. But that dude is a problem. If he was 6'5", could you imagine if he was 6'5"? Give him Devin Booker size. He's Devin Booker, but smaller.
Be unstoppable. Nothing.
Like, period. These younger guys that are coming in, man, them dudes. These dudes, man. These dudes are like a problem. All these younger dudes, man, they coming in, they going straight for your head. They're not afraid of the moment. Like what Tatum did this playoffs, it may go unnoticed and people may forget, but do not make the mistake and not put him in the top best young players because before long, he gonna be up there. It's like we're gonna be having a conversation about him, Tatum, Trae Young, Booker. They giving buckets to each other.
All in the MVP running. And you can't even forget about Jamal Murray because I know he hurt. But
or Michael Porter, like Michael Porter on a good night when he really be hooping. Michael Porter is a problem. He hurt. Now I didn't put this out there earlier, but he's actually really hurt. I don't know if you've been watching him, but he's like legitimately banged up. You can tell by the way he's babying his like every time he goes to the right, he's babying his legs. Michael Porter is a problem. He's really like a KD. He just don't got that same mindset.
I mean, you can't forget about, maybe you can probably throw, if he go to another team, maybe Jaylen Brown, maybe.
Jaylen Brown can be good on the Boston. He can be good on Boston. He can be a dog. Yeah. Because you got to think about, like, Marcus Smart is a little older than him. So he's also going to be fading out as well starting soon because he's not showing age right now. But for a smaller point guard, it don't take very long before them boys start getting bigger and faster and stronger than you. So that's going to be a problem. And really, I don't know what Philly's future is going to look like completely right now, but I would look for Maxey maybe to start showing a little something in the next couple of years. It's not his time now. Yeah. And I hope they really stick with him and let him develop, but Maxey could be a problem. He didn't have a couple 30-point games and Doc don't put him in for that long. So if he get into a bucket, his efficiency is high especially for a young guard. And especially living them out there with, you put them out there with Sam Cassell getting them right. The only other team I think that I would really be looking out for in the next couple years is probably even Phoenix, like just Phoenix, man. Phoenix, because Ayton and Booker are really young and they got something cooking. I know a lot of it is Chris Paul and like how he's putting things together, but they got Mikal Bridges and Mikal Bridges is young too. All them boys are only a couple years older, and then you got Charlotte.
I was gonna say, what you think about Charlotte? Because they got some young boys, and they be hooping.
Listen, I'm not Charlotte is right across. That's next door. Where I grew up, so I don't have no problem with Charlotte getting good. I think at some point, Charlotte needs to be good like they were when they had Muggsy and Larry Johnson and Alonzo Mourning. Like they had a team back then them days, but it's just like they couldn't win anything. So
Knicks,
I know. Knicks? Oh, the Knicks. Nah. Because I just don't
Randall Beard.
Randall's in the same conversation with Paul George and Giannis right now.
Showing up in the playoffs. Okay.
Yeah, like he ain't do nothing in the playoffs. He ain't do nothing for me.
Okay, because
RJ's a problem.
Yeah.
But RJ still got to grow too. Like his game is still really young. Like he's got a really young game.
I'm trying to figure out New
I'm gonna throw this one to
Orleans.
you though. I'm gonna throw this one to you. What about the Pelicans?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. New Orleans. I mean, he should have been in there this year. I don't know. I thought they was gonna be in there in the playoffs this year, but because they got us.
It's not that New Orleans can't hoop. It's not that they can't hoop. They just don't know how to win. So like it just not. They haven't figured out. Like everybody they got that's a young player ain't never won anything.
Woo! My bad.
What's the score, bro?
30-9. Bucks up.
I ain't worried about that. I ain't worried about that. KD will be able to get it. We gonna get right. So what do you think? Honestly, about So I did say New Orleans, they were still young, but what about we're gonna wrap this up. The Ja Morant, man. Like what we watched him do, man.
Oh yeah, they special. And he really, if you really look at it, like he really be. You got your big man down low. What's his name? Jackson, is it?
Yep.
Yeah, but to be honest, Morant really be doing it by himself. Like if you look at
what's the other little guard with the little light skinned cat with the crazy hair?
Oh, from where he from? Not thing.
Is he UNLV? No.
UCLA. I think he from UCLA. I think so. The light skinned guy. I gotta look up, but I know who you talking about. Oh yeah, he be hooping too. I forgot about him.
They got a little scrappy group, and they got Grayson Allen. Grayson Allen then started. He kind of taking on a role, kind of like he's taking on like a role like a JJ Redick in the NBA. Like he not really like a real big defender, but he like can hit big shots when they need him to. Like he not as effective. They not looking for him to do what he did at Duke, like be a primary scorer, but a secondary guy. He definitely all right with that.
Yeah. So I can see him too. Yeah.
So
definitely.
Wrapping up, man. Like what we got? What's going on, man? What you got to say to the people? Because the people need to know.
Man, something I gotta say, man. I thought, man, we ain't talk about it. Big news in the NFL.
Nah, we'll talk about it next week. Save it for next week. I know what you're gonna say. Bank somewhere laughing and smiling and giddy. I know he's somewhere giddy. But yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that. We'll talk about the trade rumors, the trade news for NFL because we went a little college football heavy today. So we'll go back. We'll hit some NFL football next week. We're gonna definitely continue with playoff talk. Hopefully, by the time we meet next time, the Sixers will be getting ready to, sweep, get them up out of there.
Gentleman sweep.
Yeah, gentleman sweep. It's sweep is a sweep, brother. I don't care if the gentlemen's or not. We getting you up out of there. We gonna get some rest.
Yeah,
but
man, really, man, all I gotta say is, man, watch out for Phoenix, man. Like we were saying before, man, they don't. I mean, they got Booker, they got Chris Paul, but they don't have like a KD and Kyrie. It's not a KD Kyrie over there. I mean, you got some people that can drop, but what scares me about them, like I was saying, is nobody on that team had over 20 points last night, and they beat them by more than 20. That's insane.
Yeah, it's like offense by committee. It's really that's a sick team.
They're just flowing and just beating people, bro. Like I'm trying to figure out. They remind me maybe. I mean, because they got Booker, but maybe San Antonio, maybe. But I'm like, with
Ginobili and all them boys.
Because I'm like, nobody was really giving you that many points on San Antonio, but they were still beating people. Like,
I mean, Timmy was going off. Tim Duncan was going off in those times. Tim was going off but you know what? Any of them three in that big three could go off for like 30 or 40 though.
Yeah, they could. Yeah,
like Ginobili could give you 40. Tony Parker could go for 40 as long as you don't put him on the free throw line. And then with Timmy,
they had Kawhi. Then they did Kawhi. Yeah. So
at one point they was a scary team. And then they had a good coaching pop. So
yeah.
They was scary, man. Like the year that they took out LeBron, bro, that was a scary team.
That's another thing, man. Coaches now think about it. Shout out to black coaches for real, yo. Like they need to stop playing and be showing love. Like you got Nate McMillan in Atlanta. Yep. He came and turned that squad around in the middle of the season, and then you got Monty Williams.
Yeah.
Like and
Doc Rivers.
Philly?
Doc Rivers, Philly.
Clippers. Don't they got?
Clippers, Tyronn Lue.
Yeah,
Yep.
like so, like I gotta start showing us love for real, man.
Hey,
Stop
listen,
playing.
we've been talking about this for some weeks. I know we've been talking about a lot of WNBA, like getting really recognition and stuff like that lately. But really, in the honest truth, we're seeing representation of African American coaches that can win.
Yeah,
Nate McMillan and Doc Rivers going at each other right now is something to watch. Like the way they are both flexing and making their teams have opportunity. Like nowhere, when I first saw the playoffs start, I never thought that Atlanta was going to beat the Knicks because the Knicks were really hot. But after seeing what Nate McMillan was able to do, the way he was able to ignite a fire under Trey, making schemes for Trey just to basically keep the ball in Trey hands, you can't ask for better stuff. They was making halftime adjustments. These are good things. Monty Williams, man, is really the coach of the year. I know who they gave it to, but Monty Williams is the coach of the year because that team, I know it's Chris Paul driven, but he's making, in-game changes. And I know he's got a coach on the floor, but it's still hard to win, bro. Like everybody say it, if it was easy, everybody would win. But it ain't like that. We saw a lot of coaches lose their jobs this week in the NBA. A lot of guys getting let go. So hopefully they start backfilling. Now, really, like I said before, I really would like to see Mark Jackson get another chance to coach again because I really feel like they stole something from him. I think that those Golden State championships are really Mark Jackson. And he don't have a ring to show for it. But I don't really think Steve Kerr's all that great of a coach. I just believe that he has Steph Curry.
the squad. It's like I'm starting. Like, can we say the same about Steve Nash? I mean, they don't really make, man. I'm about. Let's end it because I'll start reading.
Hey, but next week, let's do that. Next week we'll get into it. We'll talk a little bit about possibly if the games go, awry. Like right now, Milwaukee's up against the Nets. Let's see what happens. Let's see if Steve Nash. Let's see if he can make some adjustments, get his guys back in the game. Something that the players can't do as coaching is they have to be coached up as well. I don't care how good you are, how good the players are, they still got to be coached. So let's see what those adjustments are, and we'll convene back at this time, same bat station. Man, you guys can follow us on Twitter, Instagram. My Twitter is JD__DDS, and that's for Instagram as well. Terrence, man, it's T Crow Mart. On Instagram. He has a Twitter, he don't use it. So
I'm gonna get back on it, man. But yeah, Facebook as well, man.
Terrence on Facebook.
Yeah, so man. Just want to say, man, continue to support us, continue to subscribe. We on all different platforms, YouTube, Facebook.
Yeah.
So yeah.
If you guys see us on there, man, shoot us a line. Hit us up. Lou, thank you for your interaction today, man. Sean, thank you for your interaction. Derek, man, my old high school basketball homeboy. Thanks for the interaction. Thanks for shouting me out, letting me know about that mic.
Al, man, he always showing love.
Oh, yeah, Al. He ratio, still gonna show love. But that's it, man. That's all I got. You good?
That's all I got, yeah.
All right, man, until next time. Deuces.